Hello and welcome to Bad at Board Games. My name's Brad Lake and I'm bad at board games, so you don't have to be. Today we're going to get back on the Kickstarter train because there's actually a few to talk about, and I'm done with the top 100 list of editing. That took a long time. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you haven't seen our top 100 list of all time or just the top 10 of all time, click up here. Check that out and see what you think, and let us know what kind of games are in your top 10 of all time. But you're here for Marvel United. There's only like 4 days to go. I'll get this hopefully posted today, so you have a couple days before it closes out. And let's take a look at the new hotness from CMON that is blowing millions of dollars. Well, people are blowing millions of dollars on it. How's that? So let's get right in here. Marvel United is now up to $2,573,000, and we've got 14,000 backers. So we are cruising with this game. And it's nice little, it's cutesy Marvel miniatures and, a nice little puzzle that you get when you go through this. Stick around and see if I'm going to back this at the end and what I think about it. Is this worth your money? So we've got the Multiverse, which is we're doing now. So you've got Galactus you can get in this. And for $65 for the Multiverse Pledge, not too bad. I mean, you get the basic game. You're going to get your miniatures. If you've seen this at Walmart or Target, that's like a $20 game. And you get, I think it's 4 villains that you fight through it. And it's not too bad. It's cute. The Kickstarter ones that I have not played or really understand kind of like start to bring out some of the puzzle in it, right? So this is their next version of that. And if you're looking at this, you probably already know that. But it does bring in a bit more complexity to a certain extent, more so than if you've ever played the Walmart one. So $69, you get the Wrecking Crew, and let's see, how many miniatures do we get with that base pledge? All stretch goals. So you're going to get the Wrecking Crew as the villains, Marvel United, Multiverse Core Box, and then the stretch goals. So that's not really too bad. So you're going to get $65 and a little bit extra, right? So, but the base box, is still only $25. So you're paying for it. It's not horrible. It's not great, but they are all nice, cute miniatures. And then for the Herald Pledge, you're going to get this for $100. And as they add in Galactus, which is cool, at least it's not the $400 or $200 Galactus, right? From Marvel Zombies. But that's going to be neat to be able to fight Galactus, and if you like that and the puzzle that you're going to be moving around the board. And then they're going to give you Iron Lad with this one. And then here's your stretch goals. So you're going to get the stretch goals with the first pledge, so the base pledge at $65. And it's going to give you an extra, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 23 heroes. And then we've got some anti-heroes, which you got 6 more of those. And then the villains. I think the villains are going to be where at least you get more gameplay out of it. The heroes are going to be fun to play, but if you keep fighting, like if you like Marvel Champions or any of these others, I don't like fighting the same guy over and over just because I'm have a different person. It's the challenge or who I'm fighting against. I almost enjoy or makes the game different for me than the heroes I'm playing to play against the same villain. So you're going to get quite a few of those with the extra add-ons. Doesn't look like they've unlocked Hobgoblin yet. I'm betting they will before this. Usually things spike up at the end. And then you've got some new equipment and some classic equipment promos. Just the typical CMON's doing a very good job of, hey, here's a bunch of stuff, making you feel like you're getting your money's worth because there's so much stuff, right? Question is, do you need that much stuff? And only you can determine that. Now, here's what a lot of people, even the ones that already have this, are kind of like, oh, so you get this Civil War, and you can kind of like team battle now against other teams. So to get this for $40, you either have to pay the $65 up above or the $100 for the Galactus part. And this is really where they start to get you. Hey, if you want this kind of cool stuff that may or may not make it to retail, I almost feel like that's going to. I'd have to look into that. Yeah, Civil War is going to make it to retail. They just have a couple Kickstarter exclusive items in here. Secret Invasion, they're saying the whole box is Kickstarter exclusive, and that's another $35. And then we have War of the Kings, which is, we got Gladiator and, more of the cosmic heroes. Medusa and such going on here for $35. And then Age of Apocalypse, which is the X-Men. I always hate that they put X-Men behind something else. I always like this comic book series with the Age of Apocalypse. That's a good alternate universe future. But then we've got Annihilation. So all these are going to be Kickstarter exclusive. And to get any of them, you're going to have to buy one of the 2 base pledges. And then you can get into the plastic tokens versus the wood tokens or the cardboard tokens. And there's 100 engraved tokens. So they must have some depth to them as they're molding these, which is kind of interesting. Campaign decks. So you've got a few more villains, it looks like, and they're going to have, basically give you this campaign throughout the little missions. We've got team decks, so as you're playing the Civil War, and so I guess that balances everything for the teams to make it a little bit easier. And then we've got some promo team decks. So lots and lots and lots of stuff. So, and then you can go back and get all the old stuff, which I kind of like that they're doing that now. I know people are kind of like, oh, when you do a Kickstarter, you're not supposed to go back and do the old stuff. I like it because if you are somebody that did miss the first Kickstarter, well, now you can go back and get some of the exclusive Kickstarter content. It may reduce the price on the secondary market, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think allowing people to get something that they couldn't before for a reasonable price versus paying scalper prices for new stuff, I don't think that's a bad thing. And so you got a lot of the old stuff as well. And then we're going to go all the way down here to shipping, which I've looked at already, and it's really not that bad. Let's go. Come on. So shipping, if you want the base pledge, the Multiverse Pledge, you're looking at $33 to $44 in the US. And then if you want the Galactus version, you're looking at $34 to $50. And based on the last couple Kickstarters I've had with CMON, not Marvel Zombies, because I know that was a big blow up. The Cthulhu Death May Die I did, and I got the big Ryloth and everything, and they were within this range. I would rather than put the price of shipping, which I believe is what they're doing now, more in the cost of the game, and then they'll adjust these shipping costs so we all don't get such a sticker shock after the fact. So there is shipping included in that retail price that you're seeing, and that's how they're able to this is a little bit less. I think that's better, and it makes you just feel a little bit better, like, oh, shipping's not crazy, or like they don't have the ability to get good shipping lanes or something. But I would rather the game be a little bit higher priced, understand that that's the cost of the game, and then maybe $10 in shipping is included in that, and then we don't end up paying as much shipping because we don't get such a sticker shock. My opinion. So what do I think of these values? So the $65 pledge, you're getting quite a bit. Now you are paying for it. And I like when I got Cthulhu Death May Die, I felt like I was getting a lot of stuff. But when you look at how much the retail version of Cthulhu Death May Die is, and the minis you're getting just in that box, and then the season 2 and how many minis you're getting in that box, and then how much I paid for the Kickstarter with season 3 and season 4, you're paying for all those extra miniatures, right? So if you weren't getting those, the $65 would be too much. But you are getting those, so it's not too bad. And this, I would say the value, I'm still going to say this is like a 3 out of 5. I don't think it's like, oh, this is huge, and if you get this, you're going to be able to sell this for $120 on the secondary market or anything. I'm sure some people might if they've missed it, but you're paying for all those miniatures. They've got the molds, they've got the cards are easy to manufacture. They've already got all that manufacturing set up, so you're paying for them to make the molds, and we're kickstarting that capital. So in this case, $65 for this Multiverse Pledge, I don't think it's a bad deal. And you've got $33. Now that is 50% of the cost to ship this thing. That's where I think it's kind of rough, and that's still the shipping funness that we are in and may never get out of. However, that's the downside to it. If you don't want all the extras, and you're willing to wait for retail, you're going to save that $35. So, and the $65, it'll probably come to retail less than that. Guaranteed it'll come less than that. And then if you wait a little longer, it'll be even cheaper than that. So you won't pay shipping, which is 50% of this cost, and you won't pay, $65. You're not going to get all the extra stuff, but do you need it? And it's over a year from now after you pay for this. So just buyer beware. We all get into the FOMO and they're really hyped and trying to get everybody out there like, look at all this stuff. And then they put some of those marketing items like Civil War behind the initial one to entice you to buy now, because you can't get that. But you're going to be able to get Civil War at retail as well. It's not Kickstarter exclusive. So just realize that. So the $65, I'm going to say it's a 3 out of 5 on my value rating. And then when we get into the Herald, so you're paying, you look at this, you're going to get all the same stretch goals. You're going to get the Wrecking Crew, which is in the above, in the base. So they're for $35 more. What are we getting? We're getting the Galactus box, and you're going to get this Iron Lad. So, the Galactus is a bit bigger miniature. It's a bigger mold. It's going to cost them more, for that one mold that's, maybe this big, somewhere there. I think for one box, you're going to see these single boxes cost about $35. So this is still, I don't think this is a worse deal. And if you look at the shipping on it, they really are still kind of in that same price range. It's about shipping's almost 30 to 50%. They're telling you that's the range in what you're going to pay for shipping. Is this one coming to... They are saying that this is Kickstarter exclusive. So if this is something you were interested in, you would want to pick this up, because it will cost more on the secondary market. People take this $35 version, and sell it for probably double or something like that, right? So if you're interested in that, I would still say it's, you're a 3 out of 5. It's not like this great deal, but it's not a horrible deal. And just realize, you're paying 30 to 50% of the price of the game for shipping, but you won't be able to get this on the secondary market or get this at retail. And both of these are going to give you a bunch of miniatures, which, like I said, you're paying for those. It's not, not a free deal. And then where they can really sucker you in is all these add-ons, right? So, there's not a lot of heroes here for the Civil War. You know, I for $40, it's probably getting, you know, you're probably losing a little bit of value on this, and you're going to pay more shipping. And then Secret Invasion, see, this is the $35 range, which is probably more about where everything's going to land, retail wise, not sale wise. And so I think the $35 are probably, you know, in that 3 out of 5 range. This one, I don't know if you're getting there. I think they're banking on Civil War's cooler and you can have this team play. And so if you're interested in that, you're gonna pay $5 more to be able to do that. So the experience might be worth it, but it's still right in that three minus range. And then the Age of Apocalypse, it's all $35, $30. This Annihilation, now you only get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 miniatures. You know, now are you getting definitely into that 2.5 range for $30? I don't know. Feels like it's a little cheap. Playmats, I'm not big into playmats. I like them. I just don't like the price of them. Plastic tokens is really dependent on how often you're going to get this to the table. I do like plastic tokens. Usually when I don't get them, I wish I had, or I'll upgrade them later. These are all things you can check out based on how much money you have at the time, when you can probably add it on after the fact, right? And then the campaign decks, I can't tell you, but $15 for this stuff. This costs them nothing. You know, these are, from a monetary value, they're not worth it. From an experience value, maybe they are, but you can get some nice little card trick taking games and things for like $15, $20. You know, these cost $1 to make probably. And then all the old stuff. So I'm not going to go into that. But all in all, I'm not going to back this. The ones I played, you know, I think if you have kids, this is a great game to play and teach them. And like, I've bought games like this. I bought Star Wars Rebellion when my son was young and could never play it, for the miniatures, so because he liked Star Wars miniatures and all of that. And you know, this is the same kind of thing. You know, just having the miniatures and your kids playing, and even if you're not playing the game, or they're not playing the game, they're going to love the miniatures, right? So if you like painting and the more cartoony versions of these, you know, I like the more realistic, you know, old comic book, you know, as hardcore looking Marvel heroes as I can get. But, you know, but these are cute. And, you know, I can see why people like them. And I think it's neat. It's just the gameplay wasn't enough for me to like, oh, I gotta have it, right? And I'm going to spend my money elsewhere just because I'm in a different phase of my life. I think this is really good for people that like the base game. But if you have, how much of the base game did you buy? Did you go all in? Then this isn't bringing you anything new to that. And have you gotten through all of that? So I'm just trying to like pull the FOMO down a little bit, right? And not feed into the hype, and just kind of tell you like, it's okay to pass on this. This is not going to, you know, if you have gone through all of your heroes and you've painted them all and you've done all the stuff and now you're ready for more, here you go. I don't think it's a bad deal. And I think you know, all the cutesy stuff is nice and cutesy, but you know, it's not a need. You know, it's just more the same. And you know, pointing the finger back at me with Cthulhu Death May Die, we have gone through all the scenarios, multiple, you know, and gotten into season 2, and I wanted that big Ryloth, and like I missed it back in the day. So back in the day, for what, 3-4 years ago. But you know, it's those kinds of things. It's just being aware that, like, you know, how much is too much? Is it just going to sit on the table, and then are you really getting your money out of it? You know, so keep that in mind. It's your money. Try to make sure you have the cash for it and not put it on interest for your credit card. These are all the dad things that I recommend. Not paying interest to your credit card company will save you the most amount of money. So just be aware. So hopefully you find these interesting. I like doing them. You know, now that we kind of have some Kickstarters to talk about, I will try to get 1 or 2 of these out a week, just as the ones I find interesting. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.